All right. John Jones, Alexander Gustafsson. We were going to do a show last week, but we didn't. And, on the Friday, whatever, logistical problems. But on the Friday, on the weigh-in show, we had to interview John Jones on the weigh-in show. And of course, every time we do this, we at Fox Studios, obviously it's a well-polished machine. It's not like the Believe You Me where we just freestyle. Everything is planned with a fine-tooth comb. It's proper TV. So they have to know, the producers, what questions are going to be asked. So they tell us what questions to ask, and they give us them on little printed out cards. Okay. Now, the only thing is that I don't care asking difficult questions. And I asked John Jones some questions, which apparently he didn't like. Because after the fight, and we'll get to the fight in a sec, after the fight, we interviewed him again. And when we were on commercial break, he was talking fucking shit. Is that motherfucker? Is that to whoever the powers that be were at Fox? Is that motherfucker Michael Bisping going to be asking questions again with his fucking dumb shit?
No.
I was like, oh yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
So, what did you ask him that pissed him off?
Well, I asked him. I said, listen, John, what is going to, because here's what we never spoke about. He tested positive in August. He tested positive in September, and he tested positive in December. Now they're saying that, the metabolites and the presence of what he took, the turinabol, can stay in his body for a long time, right? So if you put all that together, he's probably going to test positive after the fight. Okay. So I said, John, has there been any discussion as to what happens if you test positive after the fight? Because I'll tell you what, if I'm Alexander Gustafsson and you stop me in the third round, but the motherfucker tests positive, and I don't care how many small pinches of salt it is in an Olympic-sized swimming pool, I want that overturned to a fucking no contest because you tested positive after the fight. So I asked him that, and he said, well, I'm just really looking forward to this fight. This fight's going to be great and blah, blah, blah. He just totally ignored the question. So then I went back at him again with like kind of slightly reworded it. And once again, he ignored it. And you could see he wasn't happy. And as I said, I wasn't trying to be a dick with John. I love watching John Jones fight. He's incredible. And I've been around him enough throughout my fight career as well. John's always been cool with me. I've always liked the guy, but in that position we're in, we've got to ask those fucking questions, So he had a bit of an issue with me after the fight, but apparently, and I saw this, I saw, if you go on the Joe Rogan, and far be it from me to, I'm not trying to diminish the Joe Rogan podcast or anything like that, but I watched the Jeff Nowitzki, Joe Rogan episode. I was on the Peloton bike and I had it on. I was watching. It was very interesting. And then I looked at the comments because I was kind of curious to see what the public perception was, whether or not they were buying it. So I looked at the comments, and there was one comment, big long comment that had been reposted, copied and pasted thousands of times. And it said, this is a repost. The original podcast has been taken down, and this has been reposted with a bit edited out. And they were saying, shame on Jamie and this and that. And it goes into it, how he was taking a drug that only has a 2 to 4 hour shelf life. It's only detectable for 2 to 4 hours. And part of the side effects of that is turinabol metabolites left over in your system. I don't know. I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying what I read on the comment section there. It was kind of interesting. Check it out if you have time, if you're bothered, if you give a fuck. But anyway,
there's nobody else that has this many problems with getting tested over and over again. There's nobody that has the rumors about them hiding from, USADA underneath the mat. There's nobody that's coming up with dick pill excuses. There's nobody that's coming up with fucking every other thing.
Silva.
Yeah, I mean, it's just very, very convenient. And I think what it seems like, and I don't know Jeff Nowitzki, and I'm not calling anybody a liar, but it seems like the whole John Jones situation, there is a plausible there's plausible deniability based off of science, right? So but it seems like it was reverse engineered, whether it's John Jones or whoever, they reverse engineered the excuse. And they said, cool, I know that this will be the way that I could get off if there was a way to get off. And we've watched it happen with the dick pills. We watched it happen with over the counter supplements. And, you had mentioned it before. There's like a list of supplements, you can sort of use to get off or as an excuse. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, If you're taking, this again is reverse engineering an excuse. Like Lyoto Machida, they came and tested him. He knows if we believe Lyoto Machida was punished and sentenced for taking steroids, okay? So if you're Lyoto Machida and you're taking fucking, let's say it's Turinabol. It wasn't Turinabol, but let's just say that you're taking Turinabol, right? And you think, okay, what if you saw the show up and they test me and they find Turinabol? Okay, what supplements out there on the market have fucking Turinabol in them? So I can say, oh, I was taking this. I had no idea. That's all you got to do. And you have a little sachet of it on the side. You know what I mean? And your wife says, you saw her at the front door. You say, shit, give me a fucking scoop of that. So they find the other stuff in it, you know? Simple as that. There you go. You explained you're off the hook. Maybe not off the hook, but off the hook in the court of public opinion.
Yes.
Oh, he didn't take steroids. He took a supplement over the shelf. And
that's the craziest.
Actually, he's the victim. I feel sorry for him. It's so bad. Poor guy took a fucking steroid.
He was just trying to get his dick hard.
I said this on the Rogan podcast, and I'll say it again now, and I've said it many, many times, right? And this partly alludes to me taking better care of my body in the year 2019. I haven't been very overly scrutinous. I have not scrutinized what I put inside my body. I got drug tested many times throughout the UFC. I used to get drug tested way before USADA, before and after every single fight. Then USADA started showing up at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning and testing me 3 times every camp. I'm not that guy that's reading the back of every container. What's in this? You know, I'll be like, if it's for sale there, I generally think it's okay. So I drink it, I take it, whatever. And I never tested positive. And we'll leave that there. But well done, Joe. You got to say well done. It's weird.
I will say well done, Joe. He's an unbelievable fighter. And it's a shame, in my opinion, it's a shame that he needs to take these shortcuts, because I believe that Jon Jones wouldn't need... I think he's talented enough of a fighter that he doesn't need the shortcut. And I think you almost put yourself into a dependency, whether it's psychologically, physically, or whatever else it is. I think that, you know, it's a shame. More than anything else, the whole thing, the whole cloud that surrounds it, I go, God damn it, dude. You could just be the greatest ever. He could just be the greatest fighter ever with no questions asked. And he makes it very hard to like him. I don't understand the mentality of the guys who come out and defend him so hard on Twitter, like the fans, because I tweeted about how I think DC shouldn't let him redeem himself. And people are like, you know, like, what are you talking about? DC needs to redeem himself. He got knocked the fuck out. It's like, how are you so behind a guy who, for all intents and purposes, has been cheating? We know this. How are you standing behind that guy? Because he's badass and he can knock people out? Sure, of course. But how are you not going like, oh, well, I don't want to fucking be behind that guy. He's like, he's Drago in Rocky IV. He's putting needles into his arm. He's got a whole fucking team of scientists behind him. That's not what you're rooting for. You're rooting for Rocky.
He's not just Drago and Rocky IV. Somebody tweeted something out yesterday. Who was it? It was somebody I know. The list of things that Jon Jones had done wrong since whenever it was. And it was a lot. There was a lot of things on there. But
what were they?
2 minutes ago, fucking multiple steroid tests, knocking this person over, taking cocaine, getting shit. He got stripped of the light heavyweight belt 3 times. I mean, I'll be honest, that's kind of gangster. It's kind of impressive for all the wrong reasons. But if you want to look at a guy and say, this guy doesn't give a fuck, man, he's been stripped of the belt 3 times, that's not something to be proud of. But, you know, at some point, you got to look at it and say, wow, that's a lot. But if you look at the record, Gustafsson finished him. DC finished him. Rampage finished him. Machida finished him. Shogun, the list goes on and on and on. All the great light heavyweights, he beat them all. You know, DC restore balance in the world.
Remember, like,
DC should restore balance in the world. Come out and beat Jon Jones, okay? That's what you got to do, DC. If you're watching this, man up. Come step into my office. I'll give you a few pointers. We can take him down, bro. We got this.
All right, guys, real quick, let's just take a moment and talk about one of our incredible sponsors, which is Blue Chew. I love Blue Chew. It is a performance enhancement drug for the bedroom. This is not if you have erectile dysfunction. I know some people get confused about that. This is basically a chewable version of either Viagra or Cialis. It's the same active ingredients as those drugs. So basically, it gets your penis hard. It gives you an erection. It makes sex that much better for yourself or your wife or husband or whoever else that you're having sex with. I live by it now, Michael Bisping. I'm telling you right now, I used to enjoy sex. Now I love sex.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I'm happy to hear. And every time we do this, you have to tell me that. And I just have this image in my mind of you having sex that I can't erase. But that said, Blue Chew is fantastic. It has the exact same ingredients that all the well-known ones like Viagra and Cialis that they have. They are chewables, so they work faster than pills, actually up to twice as fast. You can take Blue Chew on an empty stomach, on a full stomach, cheaper than those other two, by the way, the Viagra and the Cialis. Listen, it's like this. If sex was an Olympic sport, this would be banned. You know why? Because it'd be out there banging like Luis J. Gomez.
Exactly.
Like a crazy animal. It only takes a few minutes to get involved with this as well. You don't have to go to the doctor. You don't need to get a prescription or have an appointment. You just go online, you fill out the form. As I said, no doctor visit, no talking and saying, oh, I can't get it up or anything like that. So, if this appeals to you, if you want to improve your bedroom experience, if you want to show your lady or your man a great time, then we certainly recommend this. And Lewis, tell the good people about the offer we have.
Right now, go to bluechew.com. That is BLUECHEW.com. And you get your first order for free when you use the promo code BYM. You pay $5 shipping, goes right to your house. There's no doctor's office. You do it all online. It shows up to your door in discreet packaging. Nothing to explain, no questions asked, and it's free. I mean, you try it out, see if you like it. This might change your sex life. I'm telling you right now, it changed my sex life. I love Blue Chew. Everyone here at Gas Digital, like 5 people at the offices have Blue Chew prescriptions now because it is that great, and we talk about it so much. So once again, that is bluechew.com. Use the promo code BYM to get a free trial of Blue Chew. All right, let's get back into it.